Welcome back to vlog 9. It's the final vlog and there's so many things to think about, so many things to talk about, so I'm just gonna get right into it. Do I like vlogging now more? No, I don't, but I definitely appreciate the medium more, and it kind of ties into the fact that like the most rewarding part of this experience was just being able to vlog and try it out in a safe space without the judgment of the internet. After last week's screening, I think the video portrait that stuck out most to me was Jaden's. I loved the aspect of quality in the sense that the movement and the journey aspect that really aided the storytelling, and I thought it was really lovely, the relationship that you could see just through the journey. I liked Jennifer's vlog in particular as well because it had movement in it, and I remember her telling me about that. I like the idea that the subject was moving, so I think in my next video portrait I want to push the medium more and think more creatively than just having a piece to camera like this. I think the reading that stuck out most to me in hindsight was actually the Scott McCloud one, the Blood in the Gutter one, and I love the idea of closure. I have never thought about how our mind just fills in the gaps constantly with things like that, and I think even though it wasn't as practical as some of the other readings, I think that idea really stuck with me as I continued my practice as a media professional. That's not to say I didn't learn practical things too, because I learned a lot of practical things. Especially I learned a lot about audio mixing, which is something Heather obviously knew a lot about that I knew absolutely nothing about. And I also learned about other things like copyright, which is still really scary, but slightly less scary now that I know more about it. I think as it may be the case for a lot of us, we learned that doing things is way better than just studying about them. And of course, because we literally covered that in the first reading. But I learned doing these vlogs that by making vlogs, I totally had a better grasp of the medium that I ever had on paper or even as a viewer. But that was also the hardest part as well, because having to produce a full media piece in under a week was sometimes just so stressful, especially when there was other assignments. But it definitely pushed me, and I felt this urge to make it better and better each time. Overall, something I discovered about my creative practice was that I just like making things. And even though I said the turnaround was the most challenging thing about this course, it was also my favorite thing. Every single week we did something with cameras, making things, editing, color grading, sound mixing. There was always something, and I really loved that. And I think as a creative, I want to get better at just continually making things. And it made me feel really inspired for this mid-semester break while I have some free time to just keep making things, even little things like vlogs. Even though I'm not planning on becoming the next big YouTuber, I still think that was something really important that I learned through this process, because I've never had to make things so quickly and so often without having the time to really meticulously plan them out. So yeah, anyways, that's the end.